let's talk a little bit about settings. So if I go to the Tools menu and then to Settings, I will see this window which has like several checkboxes. And the first one talks about the hidden articles. So far, we have not created any hidden articles, so let's create them and let's see what happens. First of all, I will switch to the programming domain because that's the place where I have more articles. And if I look under C#, I created 3 articles. And for example, let's say that I want to hide the first article, how to compare 2 strings. So I will select the article, I will unlock it. I will not modify anything for the content. I will just put a check mark for hidden. And then I will update. So right now I have 1 hidden article. And if I do a search for all articles under C#, I see only 2. Why? Because originally they were 3. 1 was marked as hidden. And right now I cannot see it because it is hidden. How I can see it? I go back to Tools, I click Settings, and then I say Show Hidden Articles. And then OK. And then again, I click again Search. And this time I see the article that is hidden. The next option here is to see a larger screen. So let's put a check mark here. And this is what happens. Originally, this application was designed to be able to be viewable on a laptop screen, but if you have a bigger screen, you can make the screen bigger, you can see more text, and that's how it is used. Then let's take a look at how word wrapping used. And without word wrapping, I will select an article that like this one. As you can see, it has a lot of text here. I have to scroll all the way to the right to see the result, to see the end of the line. But if I go to Settings and if I put a check mark for use word wrapping, everything will be wrapped. And again, if I want to see the entire screen, maybe not necessarily the entire screen, but a bigger screen, I can put a check mark for longer screen. And right now, I can feed them there. Let's take them out because I was able to show these features. And the next feature that I want to show you talks about the last visited category. Under normal conditions, every time when you move from one category to another one, from one domain to another one, this information is saved. And the next time when you go back to the domain, you will see that it will remember where you started. This checkbox here basically refers only to the moment when you launch the application, which means that when you launch the application, if the box is unchecked, it will go to the first domain and then to the first category. So let's leave it unchecked and let's get out of here and let's launch it again. And the expectation is that it will go to the first category of the first domain. And in this case, this is personal, and the first category is finance. Let's see what happens if I navigate from one category to another one. So I will select jobs, and then I will go back to another domain. I will go back to programming, and under programming, I will select HTML. And let's say that I want to go back to my personal domain. And as you can see, it remembers that the last time I visited the jobs category. And if I go back to the programming domain, it remembers that the last time I visited HTML. However, all of these settings are lost once the application is shut down. So let's put a check mark so I can remember the last category visited. And so right now I'm on programming on HTML, and the expectation is that once I restart the application, it will take me to the same domain and category. So I'm waiting to restart, and indeed it took me to HTML, and I can go back to, for example, like if I go to personal, it will remember jobs, so it works. This is my favorite feature because many times you move from one domain to another, from one category to another one, and you want to remember the last place where you have been. The next one, so I will leave this one checked here. The next one is not implemented. It says go online when start. It's not implemented, so let's not use it. The last command, it's about logging the commands, and it refers to, it gives you the option to trace back your steps, just in case you want to debug the application or if you want to see what happened. So let's see how the log looks without this check mark. So I'll just press OK here. And here is the log. Basically just, it has some entry saying, hey, the program has started, the program has ended. It's nothing interesting. So let's go and let's put a check mark. And I will just navigate from one category to another one, from one domain to another one. I'll go to Python. And let's take a look at the log to see what happens. And right now I see a little bit more information. It's telling me that I selected a certain category. I selected the finance category. This is just the code. This is the code for Python. So that's how logging works. And sometimes I consider it very useful. It's up to you how you use it. Next, let's talk about the password. Let's assume that you have some articles and you don't want other people to see what is the content of these articles. Basically, you want to encrypt them. And the way you encrypt them is using an initialization vector and the password. And basically, the initialization vector, you set it up only once, and then you never modify it. And then, but you can change the password. You can change the password as many times as you want. And also the initialization vector is common for all the users on the same computer. However, the password is unique for each user. So, and in order for you to set up the initialization vector, you need to shut down the application. It's very important to be shut down. So I will shut it down, and then I will go to the location where the program is located. I will open the configuration file using Notepad++. And right here, you see that's the location where for the initialization vector. The recommendation is to use like 16 characters. If you use more than 16, they will be trimmed to 16. If you use less, the program will duplicate them. So you will have 16 characters. And for the initialization vector, the rules are very similar with the password, which means that you need to have upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. So right now I will set the initialization vector to banana ++123. I don't need to have like 16 characters. The program will fill in the blanks. So I set the initialization vector. I will save it, and then, okay, I need to save it again. Yes. Okay. Basically, it doesn't let me do it because I need to have administrative rights. So I will open the application using Notepad++, because this one gives me more power. I will put it here. I will save it. Yes. And right now it is saved. And let's take another look. Let's make sure that it is still there. Yes, it is still there. So again, make sure that you make this setting only once, and make sure that the application is stopped. So I finished the setting, and then let's go and launch the application. Okay. Let's look at the articles. Yeah, let's see all the articles. And also I will remove that hidden flag. I don't want it right now. Okay. And then let's say that I want, okay, let's look at this one. Let's say that this is, to me, it's a very important article. I don't want other people to see it. I want to protect it. So what I will do, I will hit this encrypted flag. The recommendation is, before you do it for the first time, is to set a password and then you encrypt the article. Otherwise, you'll see a warning. You'll have to save again the article. So let's start by creating the password. So I will go here. I will click the password. Right now, the program knows that there is no password saved. So I'll put a check mark for create new password. And this password I will use January 1, 2, and then exclamation point. It's not really important what I use it. I need to make sure that I have uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. And then I will use it again. Okay, this is just a notification. And then let's go unlock the article, set it as encrypted, and then save it. So right now the article is saved in an encrypted format. However, I don't see it here because since I entered the password, it allows me to view all the encrypted articles. So I need to get out of here. So I'll shut down the application and then I will open it again. And once it opens, I will list again all articles. And what's happening here? You see some mumbo jumbo. Well, that's my encrypted article. Why? Because that's how an encrypted article looks. And people might be curious to see what's going on here, but without that password, they will not be able to see it. So let's say that I'm the creator of the article and I want to see the content of the article. So I go back to tools, I go back to password. Right now, the program knows that I entered the password, so it expects me to enter the password that will allow me to decrypt the articles. So I'll just paste it. Again, that's January 1, 2, exclamation point. I press OK. I get a confirmation saying that the password has been accepted and the articles are now decrypted. And if I do again another search to refresh it, there is my article. And I have all the information that I put there. Now let's say that I don't like that password. It's no longer January. Let's say that I want to use another password. So I will go back to the same place. As you can see right now, there are only maybe 7 characters here, and the minimum is 8. So right now, this is not a real password. If you press OK, you'll actually, let's press OK. You see, the password is incorrect because like this is like a placeholder. It's not a real password. So let's say that I want to change the password. So in this place, I will just put the current password. I will put a check mark here to create a new password. And the new password will be, let's call it like February 3-4, and then question mark. Okay, February 3-4 question mark. I will press OK. Password successfully updated. I will close it because I want to make sure that the articles are still encrypted when I open the application. I go back here, I take a look at all the articles. Indeed, this time it looks different. I see like different characters there. So again, like once you enter the password, all the articles will be decrypted. If you want them to be encrypted, they will be decrypted for viewing. On the file, they will still be encrypted. So let's view it. Let's enter the password. It's the same password that I created the last time, which is February 3-4 and question mark. I put it here. It's telling me that the password has been accepted. I run it again, and here it is. Next, let's talk about how you can import and how you can export a bank. So basically, importing refers to exporting. It's the same with the backup, which means that you take the bank information and you move it to another location, and then later, if you want, you can take it from that location and put it back. So right now, my bank is very small. So let's export it. And then I will go to this directory. It's not important. I will just say, okay. I get a confirmation. And if I look at this location, I see the directory with the bank. Now let's import a bank and see what happens. So I go back to import bank. I will navigate to my C drive. I will go to documents. I will just use this one. It's very important to select a directory called bank, otherwise you'll get a warning. So press OK. Bank has been successfully imported. So far, like under the previous bank, I had like only, I believe, like only 7 articles. Right now, this is almost the full bank. I have like 1,000 articles, so the import was successful.